Well, welcome back. You can call me Adar. If you're interested in learning more about initial reading, and what I mean by that is the revealing of the hidden connections surrounding a letter. If you're interested in learning more about that, I've put a few courses online at initial-reading.teachable.com. And I highly recommend, if you're going to get into my calendar clock course, take Initial Reading 101. It's only $10, and take Initial Reading 101 first, and then take my calendar clock course. Okay, and then the calendar will come alive for you. It's really amazing. So what I want to show you here today is you can see the two words there, Daniel and George. If I add them up together, they equal 102. Okay, 1 plus 0 plus 2, because we don't have 102 letters in our alphabet, so we have to add till we come to the first one. Okay, so 1 plus 0 plus 2 is 3. Yes, we have a third letter in our alphabet. That's letter C, so the C gets bracketed here. Okay, that's Daniel George. And down here, you see the word chief. If I add it up, each of the letters, the simple gematria of value is 31. 3 plus 1 is 4. That's a D bracketed. Okay. Now, Chief Daniel George was born on my calendar in the 5th month, the sign of the lion. In the 5th month, the 4th and 5th day of the month. Okay, and so this here's his nativity, which equates to July 24th, 1899. Okay, it's the fish sign. See, fish, and you see the X is bracketed on this day, July 24th, and you can see the word Canada adds up to 24, which is our letter X. So we don't reduce it any further, because don't go 2 plus 4 is 6, because 24 is the letter X, so we stay there. Okay, so I can point to this X here on the matrix on this day and say Canada. Okay. On the day that Daniel George, Chief Daniel George, is delivered, his name is Jeswanuth Slahut. Okay, so it wasn't Chief Dan at that time on his delivery day. It was, but what I'm showing you is that Father knew that his name would later be changed to Chief Dan George. Okay? And his delivery day that's tied to July 24th, you see Canada is bracketed. So it says that he's going to have a big part in Canada. Getting people to work together better, and he was a very smart, intelligent chief. Okay, so anyway, you'll notice that each one of the Gregorian calendar days, so July 24th, it's actually attached to 2 days on my sacred calendar. Okay, so you can see up here the overtones, the C and the D is bracketed. It's day number 3 of the week and weekday number 4. Okay, and it's always the same. Okay, now you'll see on his delivery day, you'll see the up here, that's the sign of the centaur archer, but which have you ever seen an Indian chief on a horse? with a long headdress, a bow and arrow. Okay, from a distance he might even look like a centaur. But anyways, this here frequency is the frequency of family love. Frequency of family love. Okay, and it has to do with connect and understand relationships. Okay, and you can see that in a speech that this man makes later on in his life. Okay, and that was on Canada Day. It was a celebration of 100 years. So Canada Day, 100-year celebration. Okay, which is July 1st every year. Now I want to show you my calendar. So July 1st is in the 4th month. Okay, so we're gonna, so just to show you on here, this is tied to his birth, and then we're going to tie it to Canada Day. So you see that says Canada. Okay, we see this here sign, and it's a water sign. Water, water. Coastal Indian Reserve 3. I think it's called Bullards in Indian Reserve number 3. Anyway, we see the two overtones that are connected to the birthday, the C and the D. Now we see the day is 4 and 5. Now let's look up Canada Day on here. So we see in the 4th month, it starts June 21st. Okay, so there's 30 days in June. We go, so we're going to start at 21st here, June 21st, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So July 1st would land on the 11th here, and for 6 hours it would be connected to the 12th. Okay, so 11 and 12 are connected to July 1st. Alright, now I want to show you, see the overtones here. Okay, the same, exact same as Chief Dan. Okay, Chief Dan George. Okay, so somebody knew his name would be changed, and that somebody would be a creator designer, and knew that this man on Canada Day would make a great speech. Okay, so now the day that Chief Dan George dies on my calendar is the 7th month, so it's this month right here, the 7th month, and it's the 4th and 5th day of the month, which equals September 23rd, 1981. Okay, so it's the 4th and 5th, so September 23rd. So if we look on the calendar, in the 7th month it begins September 20th, so we go to the 1st here, September 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, so we see that the 23rd connects to 4, and for 6 hours connects to 5, and the overtone, we see the C and D are connected. So basically this grid is the same on Chief Dan's delivery day and on the day that Chief Dan dies. Chief Dan dies on September 23rd, which connects to these two, and he was born July 24th, 1899, which also connects to these two. And he makes a speech on Canada Day, which also connects to these two. So the word chief has a root of D, and Daniel George has a root of C. So these 2 days, chief, Dan George, Daniel George, chief. Okay? Anyway, I think that's enough to digest for now. Just showing you that and so every year on July 1st, these two overtone matrices are going to come together, and it's always going to be the 11th and 12th on my calendar. Alright, and that'll always be July 1st, the 11th tied to the 12th. Okay, and it's always going to have the C bracketed and the D bracketed, meaning Canada Day, foundationally connected. Okay, C is for the foundation of creation, and D is the foundation of designer, designed, destination, predestination, pre-design. Okay, so anyway, that's a lot to digest. So you can see how these tie to Chief Dan from his birth right through the speech on Canada Day's 100th birthday. Okay, and truly my calendar is a Northern Hemisphere calendar. There is another one, but the dates are different, and it is more like this. Okay, and I haven't been able to test the Southern Hemisphere one yet, so I haven't released that one yet. Anyway, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, this is the most accurate calendar system on Earth. And it's all by design, it's all mathematically calibrated. And it's not only a calendar, it's a song. But as you learn the words, okay, then you'll begin to see the music. And you can see the different frequencies come up on each day. You can use my calendar to look these frequencies up. Okay, 174, 639, 741. Okay, 396. You notice this one is about survival. And in his speech, it was a speech about survival that he would make on Canada Day. So he was designed to come into the world and be received at that Indian Reserve number 3 on day 3, 4. Okay. Now I'm leaning more to it was probably in this window here that he was delivered, but it may have been over here. You can still see, but I would lean more to this one. Okay, for the matrix. That's why I wrote all that one in there. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. Hope you've learned some cool stuff about my calendar and how it works. Thank you.